I'm going to preview the Baylor versus Arizona women's soccer game, which will be played on September 19th at 7 p.m. Central Time on ESPN Plus. There will be live stats as well. And Baylor's coming off of a tie against Texas State 2-2. But when you look at it, that felt like a game that slipped away as a win. Especially with the last 13 seconds, Texas State scored the tying goal. In that situation, they just needed to clear the ball out, even if that was a questionable call by the official on the free kick. You got to find a way to clear the ball out. And both those goals by Texas State were set pieces. So that's that. And they were tied at halftime 0-0. Second half, both teams obviously scored 2 goals, and Baylor was more aggressive. Same thing goes for Texas State. Though both teams in the first half did have chances, they just didn't convert. So thus, Baylor is 5-3-1 on the year and 0-1 in conference. While Arizona is 5-2-1 and 0-1 in the conference. And their last game was literally September 12th against Utah at Utah, where they lost 1-0. And I will put the roster for Arizona women's soccer in the description below, because I'm not going to mention every single player. But I'm also going to put the outlook on Arizona women's soccer in the description below as well. So what are some players to keep an eye on? And you could just tell what formations that they use most of the time and everything to it. And how many starts. Obviously, like Olivia Ramey's their starting goalie. Number 31, 5'9" goalie, that's a junior. Started every game this year. 4 goals allowed and 18 saves. And I'm going to mention Gianna Christensen, number 2, 5'5" midfielder, that's a junior. That 3 goals on 8 shots attempted. I know they do have a few players with 1 goal, but I'm not mentioning them particularly, but they still need to be aware of them. And Shanty Weddington, and number 3, 5'5" midfielder, that's a sophomore, and Megan Chelf, Chelf, number 6, 5'4" midfielder, that's a senior. And Nyota Kante Mambo, Katembo, number 11, 5'3" forward / midfielder, that's a senior. That's like 1 goal and 1 assist. So I'm just saying. And I know that they have Sammy Batosh as another player with 1 goal, and number 14, 5'5" midfielder, that's a junior. Okay, next player definitely going to mention here is Marley Chappell, Chappel, number 22, 5'6" midfielder / forward. That's a senior, 1 goal and 6 shots attempted and 2 assists. That's the reason why I kind of put like an asterisk as in like denotes key players in terms of scoring. I mean, okay, Nicole Dolan is definitely a player to keep it on. Number 23, 5'4" forward. That's a senior, 5 goals on 14 shots attempted and 2 assists. And granted, I do not know the injury status for Arizona going into this game. Then Narissa Foltz, the only reason why I'm mentioning her, number 28, 5'9" forward. That's a freshman, 5 shots attempted and 2 assists. That's the only reason really that I mentioned that. I know there were like 2 other players that have 1 goal, and that's Trinity Dorsey, number 5, 5'6" midfielder, that's a junior, and Jessica Bedolla, Bedolla. I apologize if I butchered that. Number 9, 5'4" forward, that's a freshman. And the last player we're going to mention as a key player is Rose Calkins, number 30, 5'7" forward, that's a freshman, 1 goal and 3 shots attempted and 2 assists. That's the only reason why. At least the offense was there last game. If we could play that second half offense and bring it to the first half, that would be really helpful. And I'm going to mention this right now. Ashley Merrill does have 4 yellow cards. She needs to be a little bit more careful. And I'm just saying, on the yellow card situation. I'm not just saying that for her, but in general, for everybody. So many yellow cards, you could be suspended in the next game. I'm just telling the truth. I mean, even if it's like, oh, that's a questionable thing, and you try to put emotion, like when you talk to the official, don't do anything. Just smile or just like do that instead of like mouthing off or something. I don't know. Either way, you gotta stay composed and not try to get another yellow. Get yellow cards and obviously a red card. You're down a player. The rest of the game. We do need to be better on set pieces on defense. That's the only reason why Texas State scored twice. And I get the second one might have been questionable, but at the end of the day, you got to clear that ball out. And I know they were running the clock some in that such situation. And then they just scored with 13 seconds left. I mean, you got to be good on corner kick on defense. And the thing is, you allowed so many corner kicks to Texas State, reduce that number. Obviously, you don't want to have a foul in the box or handball in the box. If you could draw that on them, great. But the thing is, you can't count on officials to making those calls. So at the end of the day, you got to make plays to win. I mean, you got to adjust to the officiating throughout the game. Just tell and make adjustments on the fly in all aspects of the game, both offensively, defensively, and in the midfield. You got to find a way. If you're leading late in the game by only a goal, like 1 minute or less, and I know they did this prior to this past game, but clear the ball out quicker. If nothing else, get the ball and send it all the way to the other side, to the goalie, or along the sidelines and make them throw it, do a deep throw in with like, I don't know, or a halfway mark with 10 seconds, 20 seconds left, because the clock is going to run. And honestly, if there's substitution within the last 5 minutes, or 4 or 5, I know that's a new rule, the clock will stop. I get it, but that's just making a note there. Just got to correct what you did wrong last game, bring it to this game. I mean, Michelle Leonard did say it as much, that slow start in the first half, you got to have faster starts as far as creating opportunities go. But second half, great start. We missed some early opportunities, and you got to make those more opportunities than just a 2 if possible. And now we're in the end of the game. We had opportunities to put that team away early, but if we do that, then that's a totally different game. Yeah, I agree. You got to pass the ball well, and obviously you want them to make them mess up. And don't turn the ball over on your own end of the field or even in midfield. You don't want to give them easy opportunities potentially. And obviously, if you go do the same thing to the other team, that's fine. That'd be great. I mean, and the good news is you're not going to play a team that hadn't played. Maybe this is the last one that's going to really happen, is they have more of a rest advantage than you did, because you had to play. The game got delayed against Texas State to a certain point. It was like 9:36 in the morning. I mean p.m. Central Time on the start. It's because of the weather, and hopefully the weather is more cooperative, and that is no weather delays happening for this game. You know, that's the truth. Obviously, take away their strengths as much as possible, make every shot difficult. I mean, and hopefully Azul Alvarez does play in this game coming up, but we have to wait and see. You got to be mentally tougher in this game, and I expect Arizona to play ticked off. They're coming off of a loss. What can you expect? And this is an opportunity right here to win a conference game. And that would really do wonders, not just for conference standings, but potential NCAA tournament here. Because I know that Arizona squad's a good team based on record. And I know the record may be inflated because of the strength of schedule, but you get the point. And all the matter is, And here's the good news. You faced some good competition already this year in Oklahoma State, Iowa, and Mississippi State. This is not as good as those teams particularly. And I don't expect Arizona to be ranked or even receiving votes. Maybe they are receiving votes, but I don't think so. And obviously I don't think Baylor's going to be receiving votes, period, so, or even ranked, let alone. But you get the whole point here. You gotta find a way to win this game, and I don't care about the questionable officiating or not. And obviously, if they get a yellow card, good, and obviously a red card for the other team, then you should take advantage of that. And when you look at it statistically as well, you gotta get some shots on goal and more shots on goal than the opponent. And you got to keep possession of the ball better than that first half, and like you did in the second half. You got to convert your opportunities. You got to be better, a little bit better on the 1v1 situations. A little bit, because I know at times against Texas State, they could have scored, but they didn't, I know. But at the end of the day, you don't want to allow them to score. You got to win those 50-50 balls, whether it's in the air or even on the ground. And everything, and yeah, I mean, we outshot Texas State at 22-18, but hopefully this number of shots goes down. That way they're not so threatening like Texas State was. But I know Texas State was coming off of a week of rest, practically, and you gotta be mentally tough, because I know Arizona hadn't played since last Thursday, and we just played Sunday, and late Sunday at that. And I'm sure they're watching the film and say, exploit these weaknesses. You got to correct your own weaknesses and make them stronger and continue your strengths. And thank goodness the offense was better last game than the last few games. But it's unfortunate that it was a 2-2 draw and not like a win. Like a 2-1 win or a 2-0 win, or even like a 3-2 win. Be honest, because if Baylor scored another goal, they win the game, and besides taking one away from the set pieces, you know. And like it'd be huge, like for Ashton Merrill to get involvement in the game, whether it's shots and assists. Same thing goes for Tyler Isrigan. She got another goal this past game. So, and you gotta have other players step up scoring wise too. I mean, Kai Hayes did it, and that definitely helped. You gotta execute your set pieces better and try to draw more corner kicks than last game if you can. And obviously, if it don't allow like a free kick that's really dangerous to shooting range, kind of like at the very end of the game. I don't care if that was questionable or not. Don't want to allow that to begin with. And same thing goes for like down the sideline, really close to a corner kick, but that's not. You don't want to allow that. And obviously, if you do that, and if you're up in this game, try to find a way to win the game and not to lose, or not to tie. Because sometimes the playing conservative really could hurt you. I think we could have done a little bit better job on the time waste. If we're going to try to do time wasting, you got to do a little bit better job. Like, I think we did good when the ball was down there. It's just not enough time right now. Maybe we should have started at a little bit later in the game, in the second half. I don't know. But that's going to be a fixable thing. And at the very end of the day, if you're on defense late in the game and you're up by one goal, you need to find a way to get that ball without fouling, of course, and clear that ball either out of bounds, that's not for a corner kick, as in like a throw-in, or clear the ball to get back to the midfield or further, or just get the ball period and just dribble it and then kick it away and keep it in bounds, or make it go. If it goes out of bounds, it goes all the way to the goalkeeper, or just kick it all the way to the goalkeeper on the other side. But you get the point. If you're up, you gotta find a way to win the game, or if there's not enough time for like a corner kick, like I don't know, the ball went out of bounds with I don't know, like 15 seconds left, or 10 seconds left on a corner kick, or even like 5 seconds. They try to get the ball to the box and we just head the ball out of bounds. Game's over, because there's no way they're going to react that quick and get a goal that quick. But you get the whole point. You got to shut down the best players and try to make some other players step up. And obviously, at the same time, you do not want to allow so many opportunities, and don't allow easy shots for Arizona in this game. Let's make it hard as possible and make them uncomfortable in all aspects of the game. So that's just a brief overview of this game, and the good news is you're not coming off a loss, but the bad news is it's not coming off of a win. Just gotta live and learn, put it behind us, get ready for Arizona, and let's get a conference win. Anyways, if you feel like this content, hit like and subscribe, and see you guys later on the road to 7 subscribers. Of course, ultimate goal is 1,000 more, so make money out there. Of course, like a video, comment video, really helps YouTube algorithm so more people can see it. Turn the video does help as well, so more people can watch. And if you're watching and not subscribed, hit subscribe button, free the notification bell as well. And you cannot be too conservative and try to find a way to make them more on the defense instead of us. I mean, that's kind of what it felt like in that first half. So you got to not be on your side of the field so much. Make them on the other side of the field more than you are, especially early on in the game, and dictate the pace.